We're going to make beef stroganoff. One of the nice things about beef stroganoff is you can use a variety of different kinds of beef to do it. You can buy a sirloin steak, broil it to your degree of doneness. If you watched my video on breaking down a whole peeled tenderloin, this is the chain meat that's been trimmed of all fat and silver skin. In the restaurant we used to take our leftover prime rib from the weekend and we cut it into strips and use that to make the beef stroganoff with. So you can use a variety of different kinds of beef cuts, but in the end you end up with strips to make your beef stroganoff. I've assembled here the ingredients for the stroganoff. We have here 3 tablespoons of clarified butter, although you could use an unsalted butter if you wanted. I have here 2 tablespoons of diced shallots, 1.5 cups of brown sauce, which if you watched my video on making brown sauce, this is a nice basis for the stroganoff sauce. We have 3/4 cup of a dry sherry. We have 2/3 cup of sour cream. And if you want, if you're on a diet or whatever, you can substitute a low-fat sour cream. This is not low-fat. I have here 1.5 cups of sliced mushrooms, 1 bay leaf, and 1 tablespoon of fresh chopped parsley. First thing we're going to do is take our butter, melt it in a saute pan. This pan with the 2 handles is called a chicken fryer. It's nice, it has a high sides and is easy to move things around in. There's a little bit of brown bits on the bottom of this pan because this is the pan I use to cook off the fillets. We're going to melt our butter. As our clarified butter melts, we will add our sliced mushrooms. This is a very quick dish to make, particularly if you have leftover beef that's already cooked, and you're just going to end up reheating that in the sauce. And we will just cook these mushrooms for a couple of minutes. Our mushrooms are nicely cooked. We're going to add our 2 tablespoons of shallots. We will cook those just until they release some of their essence. It only takes about a minute. We don't want the shallots to color. We just want them to release their aroma so that we can smell these. And at this point, we're going to take and add our sherry wine. We'll bring that to a boil, and we're going to reduce this by about half. Our wine is almost reduced by half. We're going to add a bay leaf. If you notice that I'm stirring this, I'm using a heat-resistant rubber spatula. This is a non-stick pan. You could also use a wooden spoon. Some people have a preference for a wooden spoon over the heat-resistant spatula. You cannot use a regular rubber spatula on this. It will melt. Okay, now that we're reduced, we're going to take and add our brown sauce to this. And we're going to bring this to a boil. You could, if you don't have any brown sauce made, you can use some condensed beef broth and mix it with a little bit of cornstarch, and that will thicken. So we will just bring this up to a boil. And that'll take a couple of minutes, and we'll let it reduce just slightly to thicken, and then we will be adding our sour cream. Okay, to this sauce, we're going to add our pre-cooked steak just to heat it through. And just before we serve it, we'll remove the bay leaf. Now, we can bring this back to a boil to heat the beef through. When we add the sour cream, though, we just want to warm the sour cream. We do not want to bring the sour cream to a boil. It'll make the sauce curdle. It'll look ugly. It'll still taste okay. It just won't be as pretty as it should be. Now, if you notice, the sauce is boiling. We're going to take and add our sour cream. And this will stir in. This will help to thicken the sauce a little bit, and we'll let it reduce just a little bit on a low heat. And stir this till it's smooth and all the sour cream is incorporated. And we'll turn that down to a medium so it doesn't boil. I've cooked off some wide egg noodles, drained and buttered them, cooked them al dente. This particular brand of wide egg noodle takes approximately 9 minutes to cook. And our beef stroganoff, the sauce wasn't quite as thick as I would have liked, so I took and some cornstarch and some cold water, mixed it together, added it to the sauce just to make it a little thicker consistency. We're going to put a little stroganoff over our buttered noodles with the mushrooms and the beef. Make sure there's enough sauce. And then we're going to decorate that with just a little bit of fresh chopped parsley. And there you have it.